In the series called A Story for the Soul, the story that I have brought for you today is about Janmejaya, the son of Parikshit Maharaj, who was the son of Abhimanyu, who was the son of Arjun. These personalities we are familiar with. They are the great personalities from the epic Mahabharata. So, today's story is about how Janmejaya raises a question to his teacher, his spiritual teacher, Sri Vaishampayan, and questions him that why did Sri Krishna not stop the war? The war is so terrible. Why did he not stop it if he was such a great personality? And then Vaishampayan had told him, look, Janmejaya, there is an element of destiny. But Janmejaya would not take his words. He would say, no, everything can be done by your own efforts. Purusharth. Purusharth is what we should do, is important. There is nothing called destiny. But Vaishampayan said, there is destiny. Today's story is about it. But before we go into the story, let's once again resolve this conflict about the destiny versus actions. Because often we meet two sets of people. One set of persons, they say everything is predestined, everything is prearranged. There is nothing that you can do. Nothing is there in your hands. Everything is predestined, preconceived, preordained. That is one extreme. You can call such people the fatalistic, who just believe in fate and destiny and they have no belief in the actions. And then there is another set of people who will say that everything is in your hands. There is no destiny. You can do everything. They are telling you to deny destiny completely. And both these positions are wrong as per the scriptures, as per the spiritual masters. I had my own conflict about this law of karma, about destiny, about sanchit karma, prarabdha karma, kriyaman karma. But thanks to Swami Mukundanand, whom I met about 17-18 years back, I started getting answers to all my questions. In the last 17-18 years, whatever little I have learned as a student, thanks to the grace of Swami Mukundanand, after reading of his Bhagavad Gita, the song of God, on a daily basis for so many years, I venture to say a couple of things about the law of karma, the destiny. So, to make it very simple, let's recall the words of Dr. Radhakrishnan, an Indian former president. He defined what is law of karma. So he says, you have a game of cards. So what do you do in the game of cards? You are doing a bridge tournament game of cards. So there are 4 sets of players, 2 partners. So you deal 13 cards each to each one of them. Now, everyone has got 13 cards, which was distributed randomly. So the cards which you have got become your destiny. Can you do anything about it now? Your cards are your destiny. But how you play is still left to you. And that is why we would see that the best players can win even with not so good cards, and not so good players can lose even with good cards. So this is a starting point to understand the law of karma. It is a fact that a part of our life is bound by destiny. That is called prarabdha karma. So if there is a destiny in somebody's life that he will win a lottery of $1 million, he will win. Nobody can stop it. Because based on his past karma, his destiny was formed for this life. That is the arrangement of God. That is the arrangement of the divine rule, that a destiny has been earmarked for him for this life. But then, after he gets that $1 million, what he does with that is dependent on his actions. A careless person will fritter away that money, whereas a wise person will multiply that money. So, destiny is there, but then, as in this example, we proved that the actions are equally important and actually more important, which is what we will prove shortly. So, where does this destiny come from? So, the destiny is nothing but the results of our actions in the past. In the past, we have done actions, and those actions have accumulated, because every action will not result in results immediately. There is a time gap. So the actions which we did in the past, they have kept accumulating, and they are accumulated and called sanchit karma. And then we have had infinite lives. Whenever we had a human life in the past, we did these karmas and we accumulated the karmas, and that karma continues to remain with us. And when we are born in this life, a part of that sanchit karma, the accumulated karma, is given to us as the prarabdha, as the destiny. But then that could be 10%, 15%. The rest of it is left to us. And that part of karma which is left to us is called the kriyaman karma. That means we have the complete independence to do our karma, to do our actions. God has given us the free will to perform those actions. And again, these actions will go into the accumulation and form the destiny for the next life. Second important thing to know is, out of 8.4 million species, only in the human life we can do karma. In other species, it is a bhog yoni. It is an evolutionary process. Only in the human form we can do karma, and either we can elevate ourselves or degrade ourselves. We can elevate ourselves and reach the highest, or we can degrade ourselves and go to the lowest. But the destiny is there. Since we don't know about the quantum of destiny, about the severity of the destiny, the recommendation from the scriptures and the sages are, we shouldn't worry about it. We should focus on our actions, which is what Bhagavad Gita is teaching us. It is like we are riding a climb, a hill. So when the ride is steep, we are putting more efforts. But then very soon the steep road will be over, and then the downward fall will begin, and then it becomes easier. So since we don't know about our destiny, the best is to not to worry about it. But if we can focus on our current karma, for which we have the 100% free will, then that will make us strong to face even the adverse karma. So the story that I am narrating is about Janmejaya, who questioned that, no, I don't believe in this destiny. Then sage Vaishampayan told him, you are saying there is nothing called destiny, but in your own life, the destiny is there, and I can tell you about it. That in 5 years from now, you will ride a black horse, which you shouldn't ride. You know you shouldn't ride, but you will ride this black horse. And if you ride the black horse, still you can save yourself by not going into the north direction. But you will know that you shouldn't go into the north direction, but you will go into the north direction. And even if you have gone into the north direction, you shouldn't stop at the, you shouldn't talk to the pretty woman who would be sitting near the lake. And you would know you shouldn't talk to that pretty lady, but you would talk to her. And even if you talk to her, you shouldn't marry her, and you know you shouldn't marry her, but you will marry her. And even after you have married her, you shouldn't go by what she says, and when she tells you to kill the boys, you shouldn't kill the boys, but you will kill the Brahmin boys. Now, Janmejaya was stunned to hear this. What is it he telling about the black horse, etc.? That there is a destiny, and don't disbelieve that there is no destiny. Anyway, time went by. He decided, this sage has told me, my teacher has told me that don't ride a black horse. I will stop horse riding itself. So he stopped horse riding. But as the time went by, in the 5th year, his craving for the horse riding became so strong that he couldn't resist. So he orders his ministers to arrange a horse, but make sure that the horse shouldn't be a black horse. He is thinking that what is forbidden is to ride a black horse, so I will ride another horse. To his great surprise, when he comes out on that particular day, he finds that there is a black horse. And when he inquires about it, he was told the white horse fell ill at the last moment, so we have arranged this. Now he is thinking, anyway, I was forbidden not to go into the north direction, so I'll ride this horse and avoid north direction. But when he went out into the forest for the hunting, he started chasing a deer and he drifted into the north direction. And then he felt very thirsty and he went looking for water. So he sat down near the bank of the river, of the reservoir, to take water, and then he saw this beautiful lady. And he knows he should avoid, but he couldn't avoid. He spoke to her. And even though he spoke to her, he shouldn't proceed further. But then he proposes marriage to her. And that lady says, there is only one condition. If you want to marry me, you should marry me now. But where to arrange a Brahmin, a priest? So there were some Brahmin boys in the forest. So they were asked to perform the rituals and they were married. But even after the marriage, he remembered that he shouldn't go by what she says. But it so happened that while talking to the Brahmin boys, the shawl of the lady got thrown by the wind, and this made the Brahmin boys giggle and laugh. And when they laughed so loudly, the lady got infuriated and she ordered Janmejaya to kill these boys. Now Janmejaya was so besotted and so much, controlled by the lady. He had to carry out the killing. And when he killed the Brahmin boys, the results were so ghastly. He got afflicted with leprosy all over his body. And this was the destiny for him. Knowing that he shouldn't do what he did, he did. So finally he comes to the sage and tells him, this is my condition now. I defied you. The sage tells him to go and meet Vedavyas. He will have some solution, some mitigation. So he goes to Vedavyas, and Vedavyas listens to him and tells him there is a way to resolve this by satsang, by associating with saints, by doing spiritual pursuits, spiritual sadhana, spiritual practices. The sins can be mitigated. So you do one thing. I'm going to narrate to you the story of Mahabharata, but you should hear the story with great faith and you shouldn't doubt. So it so happened that Vedavyas started narrating Mahabharata to him, and chapter by chapter his wounds started getting cured. The leprosy started getting cured. And then Vedavyas went into a topic which was about Bhima, and when he was describing the strength of Bhima, he said that Bhima was so strong that he could lift an elephant with its legs, rotate it so fast and with so much of power and throw it into the sky that the elephant went out of the gravitational pull of the earth. And so many such elephants are rotating, which Bhima has thrown into the orbit. So far, Janmejaya hadn't objected to the stories, but when he heard this, he doubted. He said, how a man can lift an elephant and throw it with so much of power that it goes out of the orbit. And that was his mistake. Vedavyas said, oh my God, and he told him, you already did the transgression. You were not supposed to object and disbelieve. You want to see the elephant which is rotating? So he called one of these elephants, and one of these elephants which was rotating in the orbit fell down. And then he said, because you have violated the rule, there is no way your leprosy can be cured. That is the story about their destiny. The summary is, there is destiny, but we shouldn't think about it, we shouldn't worry about it because we don't know. We should focus on our actions, and then we can reach the ultimate. I like this story, and I would thank Swami Mukundanand for sharing this story with us and enabling me to share this with you all. Hope you liked it. See you soon.